of conspiracy to violate narcotics laws. The authorities said Kirkland was present at a drug sale in a Boston neighborhood. He claimed he had never been to Boston. While acknowledging that he had led the life of a gangster, he always denied he had anything to do with the crime. Kirkland was sent to Lewisburg Federal Penitentiary, a maximum security prison in Pennsylvania, to serve a 14-year sentence, which was later reduced to 10 years. He would spend 4 years in prison. Kirkland's prowess as a basketball player behind bars added to his hoops legend. Pee Wee was just 27 years old in his prime as a basketball player. He tore up the Anthracite Basketball League, a semi-pro circuit in central Pennsylvania that included prison teams. In one game against a team from Lithuania, Pee Wee scored a remarkable 135 points in a 228-47 victory. The incredible feat made national headlines, with the Philadelphia Inquirer posing the question, "Is Kirkland another Chamberlain?" Kirkland is proud of the impact he had at Lewisburg. In Asphalt Gods, he recalls, "The first thing prison does to a man is to make him feel like a loser. I took 13 guys who had no confidence in themselves and hope for their futures, and I gave them something to strive for." After his release from prison in 1975, Kirkland moved to Las Vegas, where he kept a veritable harem, a group of 6 or 7 women, each living in her own house, which Kirkland had bought for them. According to sources, all of the women were aware of each other, and they all got along together. Kirkland said he went back into the jewelry business, making as much as $400,000 a week, but he eventually got in hot water with Uncle Sam. On September 14, 1979, the Manhattan Criminal Investigation Division in New York City began investigating Kirkland's financial dealings. The next year, the IRS got involved with the case. On February 11, 1982, a grand jury in Manhattan indicted Kirkland on federal tax evasion charges, accusing him of receiving more than $750,000 of unreported income in 1 year and obstructing the police investigation. Several others were charged with helping Pee Wee obstruct justice: his mother and younger brother, as well as 2 businessmen, Melvin A. Myers, a Las Vegas real estate agent, and Anthony Marinelli, a jeweler who lived on Long Island. 3 months later, Kirkland pleaded guilty to 1 count of tax evasion and 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice. At his guilty plea hearing, Kirkland submitted an affidavit and made an oral confession, admitting to evading taxes of $370,837.87 on an income of approximately $756,463.74 for the year 1979. He also admitted to being a source of $232,000 in cash, which he used to purchase houses for himself and others. On May 24, 1982, Kirkland was sentenced to 2 consecutive 5-year prison terms and fined $15,000. At 38 years of age, Pee Wee Kirkland was now a 2-time loser, and it looked as if he had flushed his life down the toilet. He recalls his feelings at the time. "They sent me to the borderline of New Mexico. At first I thought the distance was for punishment. I later found out that it was a death sentence. The place was filled with Mexican mafia, so how was I supposed to survive? I didn't think I was going to live, and my attitude was, it didn't matter." Kirkland began taking a good hard look at his life. Meanwhile, he read the Bible and taught younger prisoners the finer points of basketball. He realized he had a talent for teaching, and that he got satisfaction out of helping people. Shortly after his release in 1988, Kirkland married his wife Cleopatra and moved to her neighborhood in Brooklyn. The one-time Bank of Harlem was about to begin a remarkable transformation, in which he would begin to give back to the community he had harmed with his criminality and drug dealing. Turning back the clock was not possible, but he would redeem his life by reaching out and helping troubled youngsters. In 1990, he started the School for Skills at Riverside State Park in Harlem. Kirkland and the people he has recruited to help him at his school act as ambassadors, counselors, and guides for kids who come in all shapes and sizes and packages with their issues and needs. School for Skills works to teach troubled youngsters, both boys and girls, life skills by playing basketball. Kirkland talks to the kids and their parents about staying away from gangs and drugs, listening to parents, the importance of goals, respect, teamwork, and spirituality. Former gang members, drug dealers, ex-convicts, and others give testimonials about how they have turned their lives around. As one writer described Kirkland's role in the School for Skills, Kirkland is everywhere, walking and running to and back, talking to people in the stands, asking tough questions of parents and their children. Participants are given scholarships and 7-foot-tall trophies in recognition of their progress at the school. The program did so well that Nike became a sponsor. "I take responsibility for leading an entire generation of young people down the wrong path," Kirkland told one reporter. "They all looked at me and all they saw was the money, the cars, the clothes, the women, and they said, 'I would like to be like Pee Wee.'" Kirkland has served as an educator in other ways as well. He has taught classes at Long Island University on the philosophy of basketball coaching and has given motivational speeches nationwide. He has also served as head of basketball operations at the famed Dwight School in Manhattan, a prestigious independent school founded in 1880 by Julius Sachs, a member of the Goldman Sachs banking family. The school is small in size, about 400 students, but it represents more than 37 countries, mainly because of the large diplomatic contingent in New York City that sends their children to the school. Kirkland led the school's basketball team to the Independent Schools Basketball State Championship. In August 1998, Dwight School and two of its teachers, Kirkland and Radomir Kovacevic, a 300-pound judo champion who represented Yugoslavia in 3 Olympics and won a bronze medal in 1980, were the subjects of a major feature in Sports Illustrated magazine. The article shows that Kirkland had lost none of his original approach to the game of life. "Systems?" Kirkland explains to the magazine. "Some people like Radomir believe in systems. I believe in staying open to God's design. If you try to own greatness, you won't. Just let it come out. Nobody knows when the light's going to turn on with a kid. Give a kid a system, all those repetitions and fundamentals, and you're trying to force the light to come on. Why you want to teach great players the norm? Great players go outside the norm." Kirkland has also been vocal about the impact hip-hop music and culture is having on today's African-American youth. In February 2006, Kirkland gave a hard-hitting opening address at the first annual Hip-Hop Music Empowerment Conference, advising young people in the audience to listen to the art form of hip-hop, but don't become the music. He criticized the many hip-hop artists who glorify pimping, prostitution, and the gangster life. He picked up on this trend, Kirkland noted, from visiting juvenile detention centers around the country. He lamented the fact that many young hip-hop enthusiasts have a hard time telling their parents they love them because it's not gangsta. He challenged the audience. "What would Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. think about the way we disrespect our parents?" About a half-century after he first began his life as a gangster, the man once known as the Bank of Harlem has turned his life around and is now making a big contribution to the welfare of the Harlem community. Not many survivors from Harlem's gangster world can say that. Kirkland has compared the streets to a monster and a vacuum noting that one choice, one bad decision can ruin a life. The former gangster had fought and defeated the monster and escaped being sucked up by the vacuum, although he took a long time to do it. Kirkland has noted, "It took me almost 40 years to reacclimate my life and come back to society and be the Pee Wee Kirkland I was always meant to be."